making America great again.
Okay, so I want to give my final thoughts on Jussie Smollett. The situation obviously is trending. And I actually want to have a very serious conversation about Black America and what this means. Because Jussie Smollett, okay, we can talk about it. We can say he's crazy. We can say he's unstable. We can say, tons of things. We can call him every single name in the book, obviously. I think that that's best evidenced by what he did. But what he did is actually symptomatic of a larger problem in Black America. Like, there is a virus right now in Black America, and it's the virus of victimhood. And this virus is being spread by the left, it's being spread by Democrats, and it's being spread by the media. They are actively teaching Black Americans that there is virtue in victimhood, that you can transform your life at the very second that you commit yourself to the victim narrative. Just before Jussie Smollett, that's a big hoax. The first hoax was originally Colin Kaepernick. He got away with it. That he made millions off of the hoax, and it continues to go as celebrities boycott the NFL, don't want to perform at the halftime show because none of them have looked into the facts to realize that this half-white man sold you a complete lie just because the tide was cool to pretend that America shifted somehow under President Donald Trump. And it didn't. Nothing shifted. Nothing shifted but the mentality of Black Americans because the media told them that suddenly they were victims. I'm talking about Democrat Blacks. They were victims. And that was all that they could be in America now that it was MAGA country, right? So it all starts with Colin Kaepernick. And it has spread like wildfire, where people are just trying to one-up the next person, where it's like Colin Kaepernick was victimized by the national anthem. He was just trying to be brave and stand up for Black Americans, and we all have to get behind him. No, we don't. More white people are shot and killed by police officers by rate, okay, not by numbers, by rate, than Black Americans. More Hispanic men are shot and killed by police officers by rate, okay? Not more is in the number, but if you actually look at the rate and the percentage, at a higher percentage, Hispanics and whites are being gunned down by police officers, unarmed, I'm talking about, and it fundamentally almost happens to no one. I mean, literally 0.00005%, right? And yet all of Black America believed in this hoax because Colin Kaepernick spread it. Now we get to Jussie Smollett, and you have to realize that at a certain point, we do have to feel bad. Like, yes, it's ridiculous to say that I feel bad for Jussie Smollett. I understand that. But you have to feel bad because they're being taught this, okay? It's being reinforced by the education system, the media. People are being actively brainwashed. When people are brainwashed, you do have to feel bad for them. And in many regards, they're suffering from, what is that syndrome when you fall in love with your captor? I can't think of it at the moment. One of you guys will come up with it. But they're all falling in love with the idea of victimhood, and it's being taught to them by the people that are actually oppressing them. Like, Black Americans are actually being oppressed by the left. We are actually being oppressed by Democrats. And yet the majority of people rush to defend them. Because on the surface, it looks like they're trying to help. There is not a single Black American. Let me talk about the culture of victimhood. Let's just talk about all the things I've seen in the last year that Black Americans pretended to be offended by. There is not a single Black American that I know that was legitimately offended when I went to an HBCU and someone stepped to me and said, how could you support a president that said 11 years ago that groupies will let you grab them by the pee? And I said to myself, I asked the girl, what do you listen to on your iPod, out of curiosity? Do you listen to, the Teletubbies, Barney and Friends? Or are you listening to the same hip-hop music that I grew up on? You're being fake. You were not offended that he was talking about groupies in the same way that Beyonce talks about groupies when she talks about the girls that have gone after Jay-Z. You're not offended by this tape. So Black Americans, stop being fake, okay? Stop being fake and pretend that we're offended by everything. Black Americans, we were not offended by H&M and the monkey on the shirt with the black guy, with the little black kid wearing it. You weren't offended. No. Your media tricked you and told you had to be offended, and because you're a sheep, you joined in, and now all of a sudden H&M must pull the sweatshirt. My mom used to read to me all the time when I was a kid. My favorite book, when I was literally like 5 years old, was No More Monkeys Jumping on the Bed. No, so stupid. No more monkeys jumping on the bed. Yes, Stockholm Syndrome. That's exactly right. Black Americans are suffering from Stockholm Syndrome, okay? So my mom used to read this book, No More Monkeys Jumping on the Bed, and we would read it every single night, and I loved it. Now all of a sudden, Black Americans are acting like no matter what, when you hear the word monkey, you have to rush and be offended. No, you don't. A little kid sweatshirt, my mom used to call us little monkeys. We'd be like, oh, little monkeys as a term of endearment. Now all of a sudden, burn down H&M, we're offended by monkeys. I just saw a headline that they are recalling Katy Perry shoes because of black foot or black face on the shoe, which I guess is black. It's not black face, that's black feet. Now we're offended by black feet. And everywhere you go, you're being offended. You're not offended. Stop pretending to be offended. You were not offended when Roseanne Barr said Planet of the Apes in reference to Valerie Jarrett. You weren't offended, okay? The majority of black comedians stayed silent because they would have made the exact same joke, okay, about her. And that's the truth. We're killing comedy, which has been one of the biggest opportunities for black Americans to break into the entertainment industry has been through comedy. We are the funny people. We are the ones that tell stories and make jokes about people's looks. I was watching, what was it? Was it Chris Rock, Bigger and Blacker? I watched that a couple of weeks ago. And I was just remarking at how literally, if he did not make that film 15 years ago, he would have to apologize for everything he said. He went after white people. He went after black people. He went after Hispanic people. He went after our culture. He went after our looks. He went after school shootings. And it was hilarious. And everybody in the audience laughed. And at the end of it, you know what happened? Everyone felt closer. Everybody was able to laugh at themselves and at one another, because that is what society is all about. When you stop being offended and you start being able to laugh again, and you realize that there is absolutely no virtue in victimhood. There's no virtue. Yes, Colin Kaepernick caught a big check. Colin Kaepernick is somebody that did it at the right time and was able to propel himself. The rest of us, no. There's no vote. There's nothing you're going to get for yelling in the street with Black Lives Matter and burning down your own neighborhood. You might get your house burned down. You might end up arrested and now have to fight in court to get something removed from your record because it's going to be harder for you to get a job. If that's the virtue you're seeking, then go for it. The solution, honestly, to all of this, like when I think about what is the antidote to this plague, this cancer, it is a cancer that is being inflicted upon Black America right now. What is the antidote? The antidote is Black conservatives standing up boldly and saying that we're not apologizing. It's the Black conservatives that are heading to the White House today to stand with our president, because we realize that he has just been a target. He has been the person that they have used so that they can contort and they can control Black American minds. He hasn't done anything. Trump has not done a single racist thing since he stepped in office, not even kinda. In fact, somebody I saw said earlier that the MAGA hat is not a symbol of hate. It actually exposes hate. The people that react to it are the most hateful human beings in America right now, period. Attacking Black Americans like they attacked me when I was sitting down at a restaurant. I wasn't even wearing a hat. And you had an Antifa all-white gang jump in and yell at me and an all-black police force. You guys stayed silent because you don't care about racism. You're just brainwashed, mindless sheep that are being used and controlled by the Democrat Party. Jussie Smollett represents an extreme. This is where Black America is headed if you don't jump off of this train of victimhood. Because let me tell you, the train is going to crash. There's nowhere to go. Kamala Harris does not care about you. Kamala Harris is pretending to listen to Tupac and Biggie music. She doesn't even touch her own door handles, okay? She's far past that. Cory Booker does not care about you whatsoever. He's interested in his own narcissistic version of the world, acting like Spartacus. None of these people care about you. They are using your skin color so that they can secure votes and power for themselves. And the second that you realize this and zap out of this, the second you might actually be able to go after the things that you earn. You might start to hear the word MAGA and hear Make America Great Again and realize, oh my God, I'm American. I can embrace this too. I don't want this to be a socialist country. I want opportunities. Oh my gosh, nothing Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is saying is actually going to help me. We need jobs in New York. Maybe I should be fighting for Amazon to be able to get this contract. Maybe you'll start listening to the policies. The Democrats continue to play Black America, but Black America lets them. It's a two-sided. It's a two-sided relationship. It's something that genuinely makes me sad. It genuinely makes me sad. And the people that are taking all the hits, if you're looking for modern-day lynchings, like Cory Booker said, look no further than Black conservatives. Google the name of any Black conservative and see what the number one hit is that comes out against them. Mine will be the bogus claim that I support Hitler. Me, the girl that flew 30 hours to be at Israel for the embassy opening in Jerusalem when no other Democrat politician showed up. That'll be my number one hit. Paris Denard will be the scandal at CNN when they Me Too'd him for trying to expose and dismiss the lies that were being said about Trump when he exposed the CIA. Look up any Black conservative and read what you say about us. If you're looking for modern day lynchings, they're happening in the same way they happened back in the day. It's Black Republicans, to Black conservatives that are taking a stand and who have the audacity to think for ourselves. We are the only ones being lynched, and we're still fighting. We're still going after it. We're still going to keep fighting for Blexit to happen until all Black Americans wake up and realize that they're a part of this dream as well. God bless. I'm going to go see the president. Everybody have a wonderful rest of the day.